Hello, my friends. Welcome to CJ Reads Books. I'm CJ, and today we're going to be talking about Dead Bones by Terry Goodkind. So, I'm restarting the series again. I started with The First Confessor, which is a book that he wrote maybe 10-15 years ago. These books were written, I think, in the 90s, early 2000s, and I've never actually finished the series. I finished reading the first one, which is the next one, which is Wizard's First Rule. I'm really excited to start on this series because it's something familiar and something that I feel is and can be good. So, without going too far into it, let's go. So yeah, let's begin. So this story starts off highlighting a very important character in this series. I'm not going to tell you who it is because that's going to mess it up. You're going to have to read Wizard's First Rule in order to know. But it's a good character analysis. It's a good character development. And after reading the first one, I believe I read Wizard's First Rule first, and then I realized there was a prequel, or as Goodreads says, it's a 0.5 book. So I went back and read it, and I was like, oh, that's cool. It kind of gives you an insight of the character, but to it would spoil it. So I'm not going to tell you who the character is. But if you've read Wizard's First Rule, you will be able to tell. It's very obvious, and it's very well written, and I do love it. There's not much to say about it. It's only like 130 something pages. So it's just a good like a top layer of who the character is. So it's really good. I really enjoy it a lot. So yeah, this was a good quick read. I've been in a reading slump because my grandma passed last week, and it's been hard to digest that information, partially because I am in a different country from her. So it's been difficult to figure out my feelings and control my emotions for that as far as that goes. So I've been trying to process that. So I needed a lighter read, so I cleared out my entire TBR. I'm gonna give myself 5 books that I keep from the library. And when I get down to one, I reorder them again. That way I don't excessively compulsively reorder or order books. And that way I can keep my TBR at a manageable level. And that way when stuff hits the fan, I won't have to feel like I'm completely losing it. And I can just start off with an easy, really thin book. There's that. So that explains my absence. Luckily, I had a couple of videos saved up through May 19th. So I gave myself a point where if I needed to grieve more, I could. Um, but I'm slowly kind of getting back into things. This is the first book I've read in about 4 or 5 days, so it's been good. I rated this a 3 out of 5 stars just because it's not pertinent to the story. It does a lot of delving into the character that is highlighted in this book, but it doesn't, like, it touches the plot a little bit, but it doesn't highlight a lot of stuff. It doesn't have a storyline or plot line or something. It's just very straightforward 130-page book that kind of starts off before we see the story start off. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I saw that I have 3 new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Hit all my buttons, comment, like, share, subscribe. If you've read this series before, please tell me what you think of it, because I would really like to know. This is one of my favorite series, and I say that with a little bit of a grain of salt because I've only read the first book officially. So I don't know if it's my favorite series or not. It could be the worst series in the world, but I don't really know. There are several thoughts on it that I've had my friends tell me about this series, so we're just gonna go with it. Uh, like I said, I'm revamping my TBR list, so I'm gonna cut a lot of my series, a lot of my stuff, and a lot of my little books. So I'm gonna focus more on. I'm cutting most of my book clubs too, but I'm gonna focus more on, I think, individual books and less of a series. And if it's not less of a series, I'm going to try to run through the series quickly. I don't want to start reading another incomplete series again. I think I have to start doing my research on that because it takes too long for me to get back into it that I forget everything about it. But anyway, sorry for straying off topic. Thank you so much for those who subscribe. Down below, I have a couple of links. I do sell blind dates with the books, and they're pretty cheap as far as pricing goes. So if you want to support this channel or support me, please click down below. It's good for gifts or even as a little gift for yourself. Further down below, I have a link to my Patreon. So what Patreon is, it's a monthly paid service that I offer to all my peoples. So usually in YouTube and Instagram, I schedule my posts in advance. That way, if something happens, like what it did previously, before, I will have something to fall back on and I will have the time to relax and chill out and make more videos before I have to get back into the real life. So, if you become a paid member subscription, you will see all that immediately after I finish editing. Finally, you can buy me a coffee down below too. But if you can't do any of those three, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Engagement helps. Share my book reviews with a friend. Thank you, Robert Willem, for being my only Patreon member, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.